Hey guys, it's your girl Nat Latte, and you are listening to Girl Chat. So, if you like this episode and you want to hear more, feel free to go ahead and follow the podcast on Instagram at girlchat.com or at NiLatte. Now, today we are going to get into something that I find to be very liberating and something I've been thinking about for a little while now. Sex and dating in your 30s versus your 20s. So, just a little backdrop. Bay and I started watching Sex and the City from the beginning, and they had an episode where they talked about kind of dating in your 20s versus dating in your 30s. And what I'm learning is the shit is making sense right now. So I'm learning that how I am now, yes, I'm 31. I'm like dipping the toe into the 30s. But what I'm learning now about having sex and dealing with people in my 30s is way different than in my 20s. The first thing I learned is we stop lying about the sex. The older you get, the more I am very honest about good sex and bad sex. Just for example, and I am going to change the name slightly of some of the people I'm about to talk about because some of the people do listen to the podcast. So, for example, I used to date this guy when I was like 18, 19, 20-ish. And I realized something. Back when we dated, it was, I'm not going to say it was exciting, but it was interesting. We had a good time. You know, we would smoke weed, we would drink, we would have sex, whatever, no big deal. But what I did learn is back then, I never came. And trust me, this is not me being bitter or petty or none of that, because he didn't leave me, I left him. But realize I never finished. I didn't even know what it was like to finish because it just never happened. It was like a lot of in and out, up and down. I mean, I always knew when he finished because as soon as he finished, his dick immediately got soft. So it was more so just like, it was like the SATs. Like you do it to get through it, and then when it's over, it's over. That's what sex was like. But I never finished. And then I didn't realize that he also didn't care that I didn't finish. So back then, I'm like 18, 19, and 20, in and out, up and down, about 10 minutes of my time. His dick would get soft, he'd be fulfilled, and then I'd just be like, finish. But a lot of times I was high and I was drunk, so I didn't really care that much. Fast forward, we had sex since I've turned 30. We have slept together. And I'm realizing that now, in those years, you're talking like a 10-year time span. I know what it's like to finish and finish amazingly. And it feels different. So fast forward, we had sex, I want to say a year and a half ago. We had sex and he has not evolved. First of all, he didn't change. It was the same thing. A bunch of in and out, up and down, and then done. But literally this time I was so close to finishing and he just was done. I literally never gave CPR to a dick. But mouth to mouth, resuscitations. I was doing everything to try to bring it back because I was like, oh my God, how are you finished? And I'm not finished. It's like showing up to a party and the fucking food's gone already. And meanwhile, you just grabbed the plate. So I'm talking to him no, we got to do it again. Because how are you done? And he's just like, no. And then what makes it crazy is he wasn't even on some shit where it was oh, this never happened because we all know it happens. But it wasn't even he tried to apologize for it or just be damn, my bad. He just really tried to fight. He tried to turn it into a compliment. Oh yeah, well your pussy's so good. I can't help but finish. Fucking think of balloons. Think of anything. Think about the next bitch. I don't even care, but it's it's so selfish. And where 20-year-old me didn't feel need to say that because, I don't know, Love makes you ignore bad sex, apparently, at that age. But 30-year-old me was just like, damn, like, you're really fucking selfish. And then I found that as I get older, I'm real honest about that. Like, I literally told him that you will never have sex with me again because you're selfish. I was like, you finish and you don't even care if I finish. You don't even help me finish. You just kind of finish and then it's over. And then the fact that he tried to make it into an ass backwards compliment, like, it's my fault you last 10 minutes. Like, what the fuck? I'm not going to say thank you for that. Like, you're 10 years and you haven't built up a stamina. Like, I'm a girl that have sex with girls. We take forever. So imagine when there's two of us. If I have more stamina than a person with the penis, there's an issue. Like, they have pills for that, or a pump for that, or therapy for that. And then the second thing I realized as you get older is you're all about reciprocation. Like, I don't know, but like when I was younger, like, 18 through like 22, I didn't really care if I got head. It was like, I would suck dick all day. Like, I'd suck it, I'd hop on it, and like, I was good. And then, I guess because I started fucking more bitches, but as I got older, I was like, oh no, like, you gotta get me here first before I was even considering going near your dick. Because at least then, if I came from the head, I was happy. But like, the fact that now as I get older, I make this shit a requirement. Like, I will not date a person that does not give oral sex. Because otherwise, what the fuck is the point? Like, so I need to endure the poking, which may or may not be great. And you're not even going to kiss it. Like, you're not even going to warm the car up. You just expect to get in that bitch and vroom. It's ridiculous. And now that I'm in my 30s and having sex, it's like, yeah, now I'm firm about that. Like, now I don't even put your bottom near my lips unless you've already like prepared me first. Because otherwise, it's not happening. And like, another thing I've realized, like, dating and stuff when you're older is you need to immediately know where the fuck this is going. Because it's different when I was younger. It was like, oh yeah, we're having a good time. We're just fooling around. Or there's that whole we're seeing where it goes thing. And then you look up and it's been a year and a half. Y'all friends with benefits. Y'all situationships. But you look up and it's like 6 months and y'all still fucking are playing the do we like each other game. But now being older, it's like, I get it. Not everyone's dating to married. Trust me, I've been married twice. Did not foresee that shit while dating. But definitely, I need to kind of know where your head's at. Like, I need to know up front if you plan to like get on the relationship train, or if it's more like you just want to have sex for a couple months. Because like, that's cool too, but I don't want to wait 6 months to realize that you really just wanted sex for 6 months. So I definitely think I have like a lower tolerance for people and their nonsense the older I get. But then like the downside is I'm learning that like, I don't know, I think I'm like more forgiving as I get older too. Because exes that I fucking couldn't stand at like 20 are like some of my favorite people now at 30. Because I feel like at 20, it was like, I don't know if they and I realized it or just me, but I realized that at 20, I was really fucking awful. Like, I played with a lot of people's feelings, and let's just say I was not in the greatest place for a relationship. But now at 30, we can be homies because now I'm healed. I acknowledge that, I had some accountability issues, some fidelity issues, some personality issues. I had a lot of issues. But now, at older, I can realize that and be like, you know what? My bad. You deserve better. And then some people, you deserve worse. It's all about your perspective at this point. But I also just kind of learned that at 30, you were kind of a little more centered. You know who you are. You are able to look back and be like, damn, I could have moved differently. And even apologize. I'm not going to say I apologize to every ex, but like the three that mattered, they got an apology because I was awful. And I didn't have to do some of the things I did back then that were super fucking unnecessary. But like, one thing I definitely am learning as I get older is, like, sexually, I want a whole lot more different shit now. Like, 20-year-old me just wanted to, like, feel stuffed inside. And I wanted to, like, get drunk, have someone kiss on me and stuff for a little bit and be cool. But, like, I was cool. I didn't want a lot then. Like, I thought sex was literally your standard, like, I ride it, you bend me over, I lay on my back, and like we're done in 20 minutes or 10 minutes. But now, like, as I get older, I'm like, no, I want all type of new shit. Like, I want to like peg you, and I want to tie you up. I want to light you on fire. I want to beat you. Like, I want to do all type of things now, because now just regular 3 positions is like, what? Like, now I want to do some creative shit that you need yoga and Pilates and Karma Sutra to do. So I definitely think that just getting older, it helps you evolve in your taste more, because now you're just ready for like all type of new things, and the shit you were doing 10 years ago is like, that's not what we're doing anymore. Like, now I want to do more. There's names for the shit now. So I definitely think like that's definitely one of the things about getting older is we are way more open, where, you know, our parents and stuff may have been like prudes as they got older. But like, I feel like with our generation, like millennials, we're in reverse. Like, the older we get, we're more open to shit. Because if you would just look at some of the things that are more welcoming, like now, sex positive is a thing. Where back then, we used to shame hoes and shame hookers and prostitutes. And now we're like, you know, we're down for the prostitutes. We down for the escorts. And it's like, I love that even though there's still like a lot of racism and homophobia, you know, but now like sex positive is a thing. Sex work positive is a thing. Like, I didn't know it never really wasn't a thing that much, because I mean, we all watched the porn. We all watch pornos. I don't understand how none of us were sex positive really back in the day, when we were literally watching porn. Like, to me, you couldn't be sex negative and like masturbate to a Jada Fire or a Pinky video. Like, clearly you were all supportive of the sex workers, because when you bought that DVD or that VHS, you was helping. So I love that for us now. And I definitely love that, like, in our 30s, some of us, I cared if I got married. I always kind of cared a little bit. But I love that a lot more people, as you get older, you realize that the way your parents raised you kind of helped make us a lot of fucked up people. Like, don't get me wrong. I am a firm believer in beating my kids' ass if they do shit. But I learned now, getting older, that like, it's okay to be sad. Because for some reason, the way we were brought up, like the way I was brought up, was like, you did not fucking cry. Like, you felt however you want to felt, but there was no crying. That was not a thing you did. Like, you know the saying, if you cry, like, I'll give you something to cry about. We were not taught that it was okay to cry and be sad over shit. And now it's like, now we're learning, like, you know, half of us are in fucking therapy or have been to therapy because we realized our parenting was super fucking awful on some levels when it came to emotions. Like, we were taught, especially guys, like, you don't cry, that's weak. And now a lot of them are fucking... Then you wonder why your son goes to jail for beating his wife's ass because, you know, you didn't let him cry. You told him it was gay to hug. So I totally think that now, just getting older, we're realizing that a lot of us were raised kind of fucked up, and we're now trying to fix that for those of us that have children, we are now trying to fix on how we raise our children. Like, I have sons, they can fucking cry. I tell them, don't let bullies or people that are mean to you, like, don't let them see you cry. But like, if you need to come home and cry, you can come home and cry. If you need to take a minute by yourself to cry, you do that. So I definitely like love that for us. And I love that these realizations come at this age, because I'm excited to see how, like, in 9 years, I'll probably make another, video or whatever, an episode about like how it is being 40. And like the fact that I'm only 31 and I'm realizing this shit so much makes me excited for 35. But meanwhile, guys, that's all the time I have today. And if you like this episode and want to hear more, you know where to find me. Amazon, Apple, Spotify. Go ahead and rate your girl 5 stars. Until then, I will catch you guys later.